Kemba Walker, step back, Walker, cardiac Kemba, does it again!
Ubilis, 7 seconds to go, three-pointer, Hutchins, double order!
Again, comes down to fundamentals.
Oh, my goodness, Sorrentine hit that one from the parking lot.
Watford for the win! Yes!
Trip to the Sweet 16. Katie's got it. Rises up. The shot. And it's good! It's good!
From the corner! And it's over! Gonzaga! The slipper still fits! Ha ha! College basketball!
Well, here we are. The first mega Saturday of the year. How you feeling about it, Elliot?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on, Trevor.
Absolutely. There's one game I wanted to talk about we didn't get to last night. This UMass Lowell and Massachusetts game this morning. Do we finally believe in UMass, or are they still just going to be a disaster in a little rivalry here in Amherst?
This one's tough for me because it pulls up my heartstrings because of Frank Martin being formerly at K-State. I've kind of backed him and trusted him for the last 3 or 4 games, and I've kind of gotten burned. I don't know. It's one of those ones where it's like I wanna do it one more time, especially after UMass Lowell's big win last time out. But I don't know.
Oh, your mic's chopping again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm in the same boat as you. UMass has burned me so many times, and it sucks. I want to back them, but they've just been bad. Like they've just been on a struggle bus here. I mean, they beat Harvard, NJIT, and New Hampshire. They've lost every other game. This is a big game for them. They'll have the inside size advantage and ability to score, where UMass just doesn't defend it. But they can't shoot free throws. They can't shoot the three. They'll be able to rebound. They don't turn it over, but it all comes down to scoring again. I mean, they got Rasul Diggins, and it feels like that's almost about it. I mean, Jalen Curry shoots a lot, but he's not crazy efficient. Struggles behind the three-point line. Shoots about 40-50% inside. The fact that it's home makes me want to lean taking UMass and Frank Martin here to figure this out. I mean, this is a big game for them.
Yeah, and like you said, with my mic better now?
Yeah, good.
Checking? Okay, good. Like you said, with this trouble scoring, obviously the books don't think there's going to be trouble scoring with that over-under sitting at 157.5. So, man, do I go back to the well one more time and trust Frank Martin? That is the question. What time's that tip? 11? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it down because I love Frank Martin. But man, I've been burned so many times these last 3-4 games that I thought it was like the spot for Frank Martin to get him turned around, and then he doesn't get turned around.
Yeah. I think I would battle you here, but you mean they gotta cover eventually. And the fact that they're laying 3 after what they've really been showing kind of has me believing that it might be UMass, but I think I would rather pay to find out with UMass Lowell here.
Oh no, so I get it. It's probably a stay away for me. It's probably a stay away. I'm probably not going to bet it with 90-some games on the slate.
Yeah, I feel you.
I want to see it from Frank.
I'm with you. It'll find its way onto one of my screens here today. Early. I mean, I got enough screens. I can find a spot for it.
For sure.
Other than that, what do you got in this early window? We'll just go through what we're betting. And go from there.
Yes. Let me look. I did a terrible job of recapping my picks, and I wrote them down, and they're probably all out of order because I bet them at different periods of time.
I hear you.
Let's see. I'm ramming it with Rhode Island. I think you are too as well. I think that was a battle with what Huffer and
Yeah.
Dan told last night.
Yep.
I see that that's moved up a little bit. I think Providence is laying 2.5 now. So if you like the Rhode Island side, you can get another half point, prevent that push. What do you think about in that game?
I'm riding Rhode Island money line too. Fuck the points. I think I know Providence got Hopkins back, so that's a huge boost for them. But you just beat BYU. I believe, it was BYU. You just beat BYU, and now you're going to hit the road immediately to play an in-state rival, a good Rhode Island team who's got this one circled for sure against Big Brother here. So I like Rhode Island outright in this one. It has moved a little bit out of excuse me from where I got it. But I don't care. I think Archie's going to have the fellas ready to roll. Good spot for him to get this dub. Big win. I think they'll drop the Brown game following this, but this is definitely a circle game that they got it up for.
I think they're going to lose to the real Blue Devils. They're not looking at them. No, they don't know about the real Blue Devils.
Fair. Yeah, they could easily drop two games back to back there. And CSUN's been playing pretty good lately. I mean, beat UMass and UMass Lowell. I mean, he just state of Massachusetts. All that's missing is Boston College here. So, given the opportunity, I think they would get that one done too, based on what we've seen from Boston College. So,
oh Lord, we don't even need to talk about that. I'm not betting that game. I hope you're not.
No, it's staring at me though. I mean, it hasn't moved, and I guarantee you, everybody and their brother is betting Wake Forest.
Speaking of one that hasn't moved, that I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't moved, but that Michigan State one that we were on last night, it's holding steady at -7.
I got 6.5, so it's moved up a half point for me, but it is. I was expecting it to be about 7.5, 8. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. I was thinking. I think I locked it in last night at 6.5. It's up at 7.5 or 7 right now on DK for me.
Yep.
Just checking
I'm seeing 7 as well.
68% of the money on DK on Michigan State.
I'm not worried.
But I would just no.
If Nebraska wants to come in and make this competitive, fine. But I think they may have kind of figured out the shooting. Those Maui rims, I know it wasn't great, but they got some big wins. They followed it up with after Maui went right on the road immediately and got it done against Minnesota. Not that Minnesota's a great team or anything, but I think
that's a tough place to play.
Yeah, I think they may have figured it out. I mean, Nebraska doesn't defend the 3 and gives up a ton of points from there. So, I mean, if Michigan State's offense really figured it out and starts clicking, I think they're going to smoke them today by double digits. So, give me Izzo at home.
I'm right there with you. I usually, like to fade Michigan State early and then kind of back them March for sure. But, with start of Big Ten play, I think, Izzo is definitely the spot. I mean, what's Nebraska to be going to Michigan State? Like, I know they beat Creighton, but that's a in-state rivalry, get up spot. Like, that's one of those where I don't read too much into it.
Yep. I'm with you there. So let's go Sparty. Let's go Izzo. Let's show up at home and actually get this done. Look competent for once this year. That would be nice.
Yes.
Another one I did. I'm on Miami. I let it go up. It went to 5. I grabbed it. Now it's sitting steady at 5. Another just spot game here. I mean, Miami looked like an actual team against Arkansas. Finally, they played a solid, 37 minutes of that game and then just collapsed. So I'm hoping today they play the full 40. You get Clemson off of the Kentucky win, and then you got to follow it up and immediately hit the road for an ACC battle. And this will be Miami's ACC opener. So Tennessee on deck on a neutral. I think this is the spot where you show up, you get it done, you find a way to win, and feel good going into Tennessee, where that probably will be a bloodbath. Would be my guess. So.
Agreed. I haven't bet it quite yet, but I might have to bet it. Back my former K-State Wildcat, Nigel Pack. Hopefully he goes off again. I would call him the Mr. $800,000 man because that's what he took to leave K-State.
Is that how much it
That
was?
that was pre like very first NIL, and they straight him away for $800K.
Imagine what you give now.
Yeah, I know. Freaking NIL is crazy.
Yeah, it's
world.
slowly turning into a pro league a little bit, but
100%.
I'll take this pro league over the other one that we got for basketball any day.
No fun league.
He had 22 points last game versus Arkansas. I mean, he showed up. He's huge for this team. So if he can show up again today, I don't think Miami will struggle too much. I think it'll be tight, obviously. I mean, Shefflin's really good. Hunter's really good, but I think Miami's going to find a way to get this one done. They need this game like fucking air.
Oh, for sure. And it's just, I mean, like you said, the line's telling. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like pretty much the same exact line that on the Arkansas game. I think
that was
4.5.
What, 4.5? Yeah.
I think it was 4. I think I got it at 4.5, and I think they lost by 4. I got it by the hook.
There you go.
But it's one of those games where it's, they're at home laying or getting 4.5 points. It's almost one where I almost want to, maybe bet the 4.5, 5, and then put about half unit on the money line. Because like you said, they need this game.
Yeah, very much so. I did put Miami in a money line round robin. Actually, I will just I did Miami, Rutgers, Detroit, USC, and Temple today as a round robin. Did the 3 and 4 legs. I only put about $20 into it, so not much, but one hits, we're good to go. Even if it's just the small ones, it'll hit. So that's how I played Miami outright today.
I like that.
All right. Next. Your mic's cutting again. Man, your computer's not liking you today so far. It's like too early for this shit. If you just want to back out and rejoin, maybe that'll fix it. I know that happened to me when I went on the TCU one. I backed out and came back in and everything was fine.
It might be
still chopping.
What?
Oh, no, it's gone again. Anywho, I know another game we'll talk about quick here would be that Furman game. I believe we were all on it in the chat and show last night. Furman's catching Princeton at home. Let me pull this up.
All right.
There we go.
That better?
Golden now. Golden.
I took off all my Bluetooth on my other devices, I think. Trying to get caught with my iPad up here on and my phone. I don't know. So we'll see if that fixes it. When Huffer told me he wished he could chop it up with me, I don't think he was meaning chop it up on the microphone.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly what he meant.
I took it literal.
Yeah, no, we're good now. I just was talking about this Furman game. I think the key is going to be the 3-point. I mean, I think we're all on this anyway, but the 3-point is where it's going to really be. If Furman can't stop them from 3, this is going to be a bloodbath. But if Princeton's not getting their 3s, they're kind of cooked. They can't shoot free throws already. They live by the 3. Get over 42% of their points there. They can't rebound offensively. Yeah, so if this 3's not falling, they're kind of fucked in my opinion. Not to mention they get a ton of shots blocked, so it's gonna be hard for them to go inside and score on Furman here today, especially on the road.
Yep, right there with you. I think this is definitely squad ride. I was just looking at Princeton. Really hasn't. I mean, they're 7-3, but they haven't looked impressive to me. I don't know. I guess I should say I thought they were going to.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, they probably should have won one of these other games they've lost, Wright State or Texas State. Wright State obliterated them by 18. Texas State was a 3-point loss, but they should have won one of those other 3. I guess you could argue the two since Wright State just pounded them. They just had a bad game, but I just like Furman here, man. It's just a nice spot.
When I was first looking at the lines last night before joining you guys in the chat last night, that was the first bet I placed. I just saw it immediately, boom, money line, easy.
Hell yeah.
There was no handicap needed. I just Furman at home. We'll take the Paladins.
Yep, and the fact that this is a 145 total, it feels like they kind of just placed it a little lower. So maybe telling you that Furman's gonna hold them down defensively a little bit here, because if not, this could be a 150 something total. If Princeton's gonna be banging threes all game.
Yep, the fact that I see Princeton first half was only 34.5. Full game was 73.5. I mean,
Feels
I think
low.
feels lower than what I would think. So I think that's kind of telling in and of itself as well.
Yeah, especially when they put up like almost. They've put up 80 plus and 77 versus Joe's, but 99, 94, 80. The bad game against Wright State, 68 against Merrimack, who just slogs it down. I watched that game.
Lord.
That Merrimack, they had control of that game, and then they just went cold offensively. They were up 14 and just didn't even cover. It was brutal.
You play those MAAC teams, your points per game takes a hit.
Yeah. They're gonna slog it down, make it ugly, make it basketball nobody wants to watch. So
exactly.
I'm not gonna really hold that one against them. You got anything else in this early window here?
Did you end up betting St. John's against my boys?
I took the under. Took under 148 and a half. I just think it's going to be, be a lot of emotion in that building. I think maybe there's probably going to be like a pre-game like tribute or video or whatever, and kind of just delay this a little more, and just the guys come out a little sluggish. So I think it'll be a slow start, which will help. Neither team is really elite at free throws, sub 70% for Kansas State, 69% for St. John's. Neither foul really, just they like to go inside. Both can combat that a little bit. So I don't think, and especially with a 148 total for two teams that play with some decent pace, I think it's kind of telling you it's going to be a slower scoring or lower scoring game, maybe played a little bit slower than both teams kind of want.
Yep. I tend to not bet on my teams, so I'm off of this game. I feel like I said last night, I think you're on the right side with probably St. John's at 10. I know it's a 10.5 now, but I think that's the right side. Unfortunately,
if they can hit their free throws, it should be fine. But if this is like a 12-point game or something late, and then we're going to play the foul game, and you go 1 for 2 from the line, I think Kansas State will probably have a chance to backdoor it late in this one. So
yeah, I do like that under. I feel like it's either going to go one of two ways. It's going to be under by, I'd say in the 130s even. I'd say like a 70-60, 70-50, something, in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 50s, some type of game. Or if not, it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be it's going to be like 80, 90, and then the total. Yeah, but I lean towards more of that underplay. Both teams play decent defense. I think K-State's defense they've got some good pieces this year. Defensively, they're pretty long, pretty tall as well, and athletic, which can help against the St. John's team, slow them down. But also they're kind of been shown that they're a little bit of liability on the offensive side of things. So I'm hoping we start to click, but that under seems like the play for sure.
Yep. How do you feel about Coleman Hawkins? I know you're a K-State fan, so
man,
Mr. 2 million.
Mr. 2 million, I know. I feel like a lot of people, at least a lot of the fans, are disappointed because I feel like they just think that he should score 20, 25 points every game because we paid him this money. They just see like points as the the big factor. He really does impact the game. Like if you're a basketball fan like us and you watch the game, he does everything. But I will say, I've been a little disappointed. He's like saying that starting out slow and thinking too much and all this. I'm just like, just go play. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm indifferent. It's hard because I didn't really like him at Illinois last year, and then he came
No.
over, and I'm like, well, now I'm like forced to,
Yeah.
somewhat try to be tolerable of him. He did go to. I thought it was a little weird. He did go to the. Oh wow, Huffer.
Where did that come from? Didn't he just play really
He,
fucking good against
yeah,
Kansas?
against Kansas. Yeah. Anyway, while you're looking that up,
Hip surgery.
hip surgery.
What is this guy,
Well,
58 years old?
right,
Oof.
but
UNLV, go grab that fucking 12.
seriously,
It's down to 10.
already, it's gonna
Is
steam down. I bet
UNLV live today?
they might be.
I mean, you just beat Kansas, you lost Pop Isaacs, and now you hit the road for Bama after this game.
Right.
They have bigger fish to fry than UNLV right now.
And how healthy is Kalkbrenner and Stephen Ashworth?
Yeah. I mean, I think Ashworth is I think he's fine now for the most part. He did come back, play pretty well. But what did he have last game? 17 points, 3 of 9 from 3, 31 or how many? He played 38 minutes. I think he's fine.
Okay.
He had 8 boards, 6 assists. He had a monster game for him. I didn't even realize he did that well, and I watched the game. Yeah, Kalkbrenner, 17 points. He had 10 boards. Ashworth had 8, and he had 10. That's tough. That's tough when you're 7'1" versus a guy who's like 5'11" or something for Ashworth.
Right.
But we got Lane here. He's on Wilmington 6.5 and Buffalo plus 17.5. I don't even know if I looked into this Wilmington game. Actually, we can.
I do like the Skyhawks there. I do like that spot. They are a cash cow for me. It seems like every time I back them, they win me money. So I might have to back them.
Hell yeah. Marshall on the road. They got smoked by Purdue by 35. You'll have that when you go to Mackey. Lost to Western Kentucky by 8. They do give up a lot of points. I mean, 77 to Moorhead, 90 to Western Kentucky, 80 to Purdue. And you gave up 90 to Toledo. Could be a spot where Wilmington just kind of gets what they want here today. I don't hate that fucking look, to be honest. Marshall lives by the 3. Wilmington will shut that down. Marshall also fouls a lot. That's going to be tough when the team shoots 76%. You're just going to give them free points at the line. Yeah, Marshall gives up the 3rd most points in the country from the line. Wilmington scores the 2nd most. That could be a recipe for disaster.
And they shoot it well. They shoot the free throw percentage 76%.
Yeah, I mean
and you're at home.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's big. Who do they got on deck? They just beat East Carolina. You got Howard on deck. Okay, whatever. Big East Carolina win on the road too, nonetheless. Marshall snuck past Moorhead at home. Lost to Western Kentucky, South Carolina State. Congrats. Yeah, they've kind of been up and down here, and they just had a win. I think Wilmington's probably the better side here. At 6.5, I kind of like. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, I did. I wrote that down. I like that. Look, thanks, Wayne.
Yeah, minus 6.5. I like that. What time's this game? 1 o'clock.
I think 1 o'clock. Yeah.
2 Eastern. Yeah, I like that. Look, maybe a Wilmington team total too potentially. What's that sitting at?
Look, I can get it.
For the load, 76.5. Okay. Wilmington doesn't play at incredible pace, but I mean,
no, but like you said, if Marshall's gonna foul, give up a lot of free throws, they're gonna shoot it well from the free throw line. That's my big thing always on overs or team totals is points scored when the clock stopped. When you can score a lot of points with the clock stopped, that helps you out tremendously.
And I think the clock will be stopped for a fair amount of time today. I would take the over on this game time too, if it were me. All right, and then Buffalo. I have not looked. Who's Buffalo playing? The Bonnies.
Yep.
16.5. Does Bonaventure have someone on deck? They got Providence on deck. Okay. Nice little look ahead spot. Buffalo played Penn State fairly well for given the circumstance. They only lost by 23 at Penn State. Played Vermont tight. Bryant got them. I mean, they played Notre Dame tight too. They could do this here. Catching was at 17.5.
Yep, 17.5, 18.
Yeah, they don't foul. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the country and not giving you free points at the line. They get
And this is their last. Or they got 12 days off after this.
Okay, yeah. Talk about getting up for a game here. Okay. They got size inside to bang. I mean, they score a lot inside. That could be. Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad look. I mean, minus if they're hitting their shots. I mean, they can't rebound. They don't crash the offensive glass, so that could be an issue. But if they're going to hit your shots, I mean, shoot 45, 50%. I think they're going to hang in this game. I mean, especially with Bonaventure having Providence on deck. That is a look ahead spot for sure.
Absolutely.
Good luck, Lane. We're probably going to ride Wilmington with you one way or another. So,
yeah, I'm betting Wilmington at some point or in some capacity with a team total.
We'll see how the morning slate goes.
Right.
Otherwise, Wisconsin Marquette, I bet the under 150.5. Do you have any look in this game? I think it's just two teams coming off of physical road games, coming back home, now familiar opponents. They both know each other, and they can both kind of defend each other well and stop them from where they like to attack. Oh, your shit's getting choppy again. Bluetooth is still on somewhere. Still chopping. Man, your computer's not liking this today. There we go. Now we're back.
To chop it up.
We're back. Yeah. Chop it up.
The big thing I'm looking at is Chase Ross. I don't know if he's playing for Marquette. I mean, he was doubtful last night. I was looking at that this morning to see if there's anything. And so that makes me want to bet Wisconsin plus 6.5.
I'm trying to find Marquette avoided serious injuries to both Chase Ross and Zaid Lowry. They won't have them for some key matchups in the immediate sense, but not in the long run. Zaid reevaluated later next week, so he's out, and Chase is listed doubtful. So maybe they're just kind of listing him like that to maybe make Wisconsin think that he will play, so they kind of prepare for him and just bring someone in off the bench. But yeah, it sounds like both of them will not play today, which will hurt. But that's going to be good for my my under here too.
Yo, for sure. Yeah. I'm probably staying off the game, but that was what I was kind of looking at. The under is a nice look. The other thing you could look at, I was looking up Cam Jones points, because with Ross out, he's going to have to carry even a bigger load, which he already carries a big load.
19.5 minus 108 to the over.
Yep, I see 25 plus 310. I kind of like that.
There you go. Yeah,
little tiny little quarter unit, something like that. Sprinkle on that.
I mean, he shot 16 times against Iowa State, only hit 5. So I mean, he did not have a good game. Still scored 14.
Yep. So if anything, it's going to be player prop probably coming in out of that. But
yeah. Yep. So under for me, you're looking at Cam Jones. I like those looks. Speaking of props, Hasey brought this up in the chat last night. Eric Dixon.
Oh, yep.
Let me look what are those? Villanova. Temple's down to 9.5. Love it. And I'm not seeing any game props for this for me. Might have to go to like underdog or something. But I think that Eric Dixon's a good look. I mean, if someone's gonna do it for you, especially when they shut the three down pretty well, Temple. So that's gonna force it inside. And I don't even see Eric Dixon props anywhere. Not even on underdog. Well, that's brutal. I like that. I like that look. Damn it.
They know.
Yeah, they do know.
I always
I
say
guess
when I love
we'll go for it.
something, when I love something and I search the book and I can't find it, the book knows they don't want me
Yep.
to win money.
Yep, 100%. Like he's going for 30, and they're going to lose today. So
Yep, exactly.
that would be yeah. Do you have anything in that game? I grabbed Temple plus 10 last night. Just off the big win. They struggle in these Philly 5 games. I believe they have a game on deck as well. No, Fairleigh Dickinson. So no game on deck, but yeah, it's a Philly 5 game. They've struggled here. They just got the big win against Cincinnati. So I think I think they win probably by like 4 or 5 points, but I did take Temple with the points, and I did put them in my money line round robin today, just in the chance.
Yeah, my angle with this was bet the opening line, bet the closing line, because Temple is going to middle it because they love to make people money.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Grab
But
that
no,
regular
I'm not.
hops out.
But I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna bet it. But I do like that look. I've got several other bets, but who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
If a couple of my early ones don't hit, I might throw a couple more out there, chase the dragon a little bit.
Recoup a little bit.
Yep.
What else you got next? I think we're kind of running. We're about in the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock window here. You got anything in this area?
Yeah. Let's see. Looking at that. There's so many games at one.
Yeah. They front loaded this.
I haven't bet Drexel yet, but I've been thinking about betting Drexel. Drexel's still laying 3.5. I wasn't sure on that. But I just don't.
It opened at 4.5.
I just think Penn is not very good.
No.
But
it is a Philly 5 game, so
I know. But 3.5. I mean, how is Drexel line?
Drexel off of a Bryant loss, beat Chicago State, lost to Fort Wayne previously. They have lost to Temple and LaSalle too, so they're 0-2 in this Philly 5 series. And Penn's just got obliterated. I mean, St. Joe's and Nova are different animals, but they got blasted by like 20 and almost 40.
Yeah, and Drexel's 68% from the line. That makes me nervous. I'll probably stay off. I could see this being like a 2, 3, 4 point game, or shoot, even like a 5, 6 point game. Penn fouls. Drexel misses a couple front ends.
Yep.
Gets a couple quick layups, and then I lose, and then I get mad.
Yep. Yeah, I feel you. Lane, how do you feel about Boston money line? I actually thank you for reminding me. That line wasn't out for me last night, but I like Boston U here. I would just take the -120 money line. But Albany off of that big who did they beat? Columbia. They beat Columbia at home, and now you get that big win. You give them their first loss of the season, and then you hit the road immediately to go to Boston. Boston, hasn't been incredibly sharp here this year so far, but I like this spot. I think this is the spot for them. I mean, they're favored by 2 points. Their wins are against Howard, UMBC, and Dartmouth. Lost to Sacred Heart, lost to San Diego, but they're home. Albany, big win. They got Syracuse on deck, which they always get up for. Give them hell. I think this is a decent sandwich spot. Now, had they lost to Columbia, I don't know if I would like Boston in this one, but you beat Columbia, you hit the road, and then you got to go play Syracuse immediately after. I think this is a nice sandwich spot that Boston found themselves in today here.
Yep, I second all of that. I just think my biggest thing on this is Boston laying points. That's all you know. The fact that Albany, who what's the record? 6-3.
Yeah, Boston is 3-6 or 3-5.
3-6, but is Albany 7-3?
What's that? Your mic's chopping again. It does not want you talking ball today. Yeah, Albany is Albany is 6-3. Yes. Their one road win was Dartmouth by 14. Lost at Army and then lost at Georgetown. And then they played Puerto Rico Mayas at a semi. I think that might have been an MTE. But yeah. Thank you, Lane. Yeah, sounds like we both like Boston here today.
Can you hear me now?
Get it done. Yep, gotcha. Loud and clear.
I just took out the AirPods. We'll roll with this. Is it too bad of audio?
No, that works. It works good.
Okay.
So it sounds like you like Boston here today too.
Yeah. I mean, sorry when it was the headphones are chopping up, but yeah, that's kind of telling with Albany 6-3 going to a team that's 3-6. 3-6 teams laying points.
Yep.
I like Boston money line there.
Yep, and for what it's worth, KenPom has Albany by 1 in this one, so they're not even going to lay the single point. So I feel like that's also telling the books just don't care. They're gonna offer you points with Albany, which kind of feels telling a little bit.
Yep.
Boston does look a little public on the splits here, but that doesn't really scare me. With 99 games, there are going to be public winners throughout the day, and plenty of them. So
also,
what was that?
You can also look at it, like you said, they're public, but the fact that they've moved from -1 to -2. Mm-hmm. So if you're public and you're still moving the number in the reverse, you get that reverse line movement.
Yep. Albany just flipped to a favorite. They're laying 1 now.
Oh.
Just flipped. Don't care. I would feel better with Boston in my pocket, even though they're a shittier team.
I'll take Boston home dog.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the plus money. I liked it at -120. I'll take it at the plus money as well.
Yep, I'm with you. I like that one. Other games that I have down. I ended up backing out of Michigan and Pitt.
You did?
Yeah, Pitt is still just staring at me though. I really kind of want to bet Pitt. They're sitting at 8.5 still. They haven't moved. Where'd Michigan go? Michigan's up to 9.5. These are both at 1 o'clock, 2 Eastern.
See, I get lost in this 1
1
p.m. slate. I'm just going 1 p.m. We're both Central Time, the right time. So we're gonna just call it out Central Time.
Yeah, it works for me. Yeah, I mean, Pitt's catching a lot. The one thing I did worry about is I believe this is their 3rd road game in a row. Yeah, this will be their 3rd road game in a row. But you look at Virginia Tech, they've had 5 straight convincing losses. 22 to Penn State on neutral, lost by 10 at home to Jacksonville, lost by 12 to Michigan on a neutral, lost by 10 to South Carolina on neutral, and then lost by 16 at home to Vanderbilt. I mean, they haven't even been like showing a pulse really. I mean, that Michigan game I had Vatek plus 11.5. They just folded late. Like I think they went on like a 5-minute scoring drought, turned it over like 4 times. They're a bad team. They miss Sean Padula. Mike Young's a good coach, but he just has no pieces on this roster. And now you get a Pittsburgh team coming in off of a fucking shellacking, pissed off. I would not bet Virginia Tech. I would be fine betting Pittsburgh. And if they've won by 7, so be it. But Vatek hasn't kept the game within single digits in over like a month.
Yep, I would agree. I say if anything, it's a pit or pass.
Yep. And then Michigan also. I like the spot just because they're off of the Iowa's off of that half court buzzer beater heave win, and then you're gonna hit the road for a Big Ten opener. Michigan has cut down the turnovers last 2-3 games in a row, so it looks like maybe they have fixed it. They're finding some cohesiveness. I like Michigan there too. I said last night I think they went by double digits. It's at 9.5. I would still play it. I may, but I just laid off. I went some other routes in the this 1:00 window. So
Yep.
Pitt and Michigan are still on the table for me potentially.
Yep. Huffer called that. He said Michigan was going to close at about 10. So I bet it closes right around where he was saying it was, where he was saying it was going to close at.
I'm with you. Any other games you got around this window or just at all?
Not at the one. I'm looking at the two. I like. I don't know what you were on. I'm on Belmont -3.
Okay.
Don't have to go too deep into it, but Belmont -3 at 230. I think it's going to be a close game, but Belmont shoots the free throw pretty well. So I think at the end of the game, they'll be able to pull it out. I think the scare, Dan Told was saying that last night. I think the scare helps the team that survives, just because now they're kind of like, okay, well, we got to take every game serious. Obviously, I don't think that they're not going to take this one serious with Middle Tennessee coming in.
Yeah.
But I just think that I see this as a really good game. I'm excited to watch it. And then I feel like it's going to be, like a 2:30. Got people outside mowing.
About that time. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, what really helps is that Belmont struggles to defend the three, but Middle Tennessee can't shoot it. So you're already in a good spot for your weakness on defense. So I think I'm with you. I think Belmont should be able to get it done. I do like Middle Tennessee State, but just not sure this is the spot. I mean, you just beat UAB on the road. You played Rhodes Construction College or whatever at home, and then you're going to hit the road immediately for Belmont again. So I think it's a good spot for Belmont. Yeah, that's what I did. I guess I'll just transition all the way down to the bottom. I did take Gonzaga -6. Slept on it. Woke up. I like Gonzaga. I mean, Pope is 1-9 versus Gonzaga. This is one of the better Gonzaga teams we've seen in a while. Kentucky just at Clemson. Now you got to fly across the country, play on that weird time zone, and this place is going to be all Gonzaga here. I mean, it's not at home, but it's at their whatever arena that they host tournament games at. So I think Gonzaga probably just gets it done and just rolls them. So I laid the 6 with Gonzaga tonight.
Yep, Mark Pope 1-9 against Gonzaga.
Not good.
We'll go Gonzaga -6.
Yep, I'm with you. So did take that one. Other than that, the UTEP also. I know that moved down to 3.5. Don't care.
Don't care. I double bet that. Full transparency.
There you go.
I saw it move to 3.5, and I was like, oh, I'll just bet it again, cover my basis if they win by 4. But I think they win by 5, at least 5 for sure.
Yep. I mean, it still fits into that little system. They're catching 2.5. It's listed 2.5 more than KenPom's got it, so it's not as big of an edge as that 3.5 we were seeing last night. But don't care. I mean, the turnovers are going to be the big problem here. And Seattle on the road. I mean, they beat UC San Diego November 16th on the road, but Eastern Washington, L, Cal Poly, L, Duke, obviously an L. So, I mean, and they haven't looked too crazy good either. I mean, the defense gave up 93 to Eastern Washington. Somehow Cal Poly only scored 75, still got the win. I think it's just a struggle spot for Seattle here. I mean, even on their neutral, they lost by 5 to Furman. So, I mean, just away from the crack house. They're just not good.
Agree. And going from Seattle to El Paso, how do you even get from Seattle to El Paso? Do you fly in directly to El Paso?
Yeah.
Or do you fly in somewhere else and have to take a trip to out west to El Paso? I mean,
yeah.
I just feel like it's a tough travel spot in that regard too.
I'm with you. And I mean, Seattle, that they have what's this dude's name? Christophilus. That dude's really good. Just dropped 22 against Portland State, but If he's played a team with a pulse this year, he hasn't looked good. I mean, 2 points against Duke, 9 against Furman, and then UC San Diego, 9 points. Liberty, he had 16. I remember that game. That's the one Liberty fucking blew. I know a lot of us were on Liberty or Seattle that game, so that was tough. But he shot 4 of 7 from 3 that game and finished with 12. So if he's gonna light up UTEP's 3-point defense, which is a possibility, so be it. But I think he's the guy they have circled to contain and hold him down. You should be fine in my opinion. So Otis Frazier, give it to me. Let's go UTEP, get this done. You got to go to Louisville next, which is a winnable game considering their injuries. So I think they're going to come out, play really good today, feel good, go into Louisville and give them a game whenever the hell they play them next Wednesday.
Yeah, didn't you say last night, isn't this their first home D1 game?
Yes, it is. Yep, they played Sul Ross State in Texas Permian Basin. So first one, they should get up for this game.
That Texas Permian Basin, that reminds me of the movie Friday Night Lights.
Yep. Yeah, Boobie Miles.
Yep.
Boobie Miles is not walking through that door.
Nope.
Texas Permian. So yeah, I like that UTEP look. I know it looks to be a squad ride for everybody here. And then Towson, they're up to 8.5. Are you on Towson with us, or are you just indifferent on that?
Yes. No, I'm on Towson with you guys. It wasn't on. I typically usually bet DK, and then sometimes I shop around depending on what I can find line wise, but it wasn't on there. I don't know if it's on there now. I don't see it. I don't know why. But yeah, I will end up betting Towson for sure.
Yeah, it moved to 8.5. Still like it. I think it's probably a double-digit win for them.
Agreed.
Personally, I know they're getting smashed on the books, but we've seen what UMBC does, and it's just not. They want to run and gun with you, and just score points. They don't care for defense, and this is only 143. I know that's a little high for a Towson game, but you got to factor in the UMBC pace and how bad their defense is. So. I think Towson gets it done here, especially off of 3 losses. Now you're heading home.
Yep.
I mean, Kent State, Kennesaw, UC Irvine, all good teams. Played them tough. 7-point loss to Irvine, 4-point loss in OT to Kennesaw State, and then lost by 10 to Kent State. So first time home in about 3 weeks or so. November 16th was their last home game. So I think they muck it up, make it nasty, and UMBC just hates their life after playing Towson today.
Yep, and UMBC's three D1 wins: Coppin State, Howard, and Morgan State, all at home. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their other lost to St. Peter's at home by 8, lost by Hampton at home by 10, lost to Boston at home by 4. Went to Penn State and Georgetown, so some formidable foes, but lost by 49 to Penn State, lost by 28 to Georgetown.
Yeah,
so, I mean they step up.
Their two road games they've lost by 24 and 49.
Yeah, so they're closing in on almost 75 points in 2 games. That's pretty brutal. So
give me Towson at home for sure.
Yep, I'm with you. Yeah, I guess we'll just run through everything we have bet. I've got I've got Detroit. Actually, yeah, I'll just go down. I got Kansas State, St. John's under 148.5. I have Miami +5, Michigan State -6.5, Furman money line, Rhode Island money line. So yeah, I'm kind of front loaded in this slate here, but no big deal. I got shit to do tonight, so that will.
And if you win a couple money lines here at the beginning, that means you can just spray a little bit more at the board here tonight.
Yes, sir. Maybe I'll double down on Gonzaga or something, but I got the Wisconsin under 150.5. St. Mary's, Utah over 141.5. I like that. I think there's going to be points. Utah's going to force the tempo. St. Mary's is on the road. I think they're going to be able to score enough. I mean, they score 65-70. I think we have no issue getting over in this one. UTEP -3.5, and then I got UNLV +12, and Detroit +6.5 too. I had the 6, and it bumped to 6.5. They didn't have a cash out penalty, so I snagged that extra half point there. So
There you
I
go.
will take that. And then money line round robin, Miami money line, Rutgers money line, Detroit money line, USC and Temple both money line. Just put $20, split it up, but went 3 and 4 legs on that. So that's how my day is sitting for basketball. What do you got?
Yeah, so I got Furman money line, as we discussed. Michigan State -6.5, Belmont -3, UTEP -4.5. I did double bet that at -3.5 as well.
That's right.
We didn't talk about the Portland State, but I got Portland State -8. That one, I just think Portland State off the loss, they're going to, bounce back. And a tough spot for Denver. They just traveled to Portland literally 6 days ago, and then they flew back, smacked the shit out of Sacramento State. Now got to go back to Portland. So I just think that's a tough spot for them. Cal Poly money line. I just think the books haven't adjusted, so Cal Poly money line. Missouri State -3 against Indiana State. I like Missouri State at home. Quanzo Martin, I think he's building a good thing there. And then that is all I really got right now. Couple college football plays. I got Iowa State. Got to rep the Big 12. Can't let a Pac-12 team come in and win the Big 12 championship on the first year. And then I have a 3-leg dog parlay of Army. Army hit that last night for me. And then I've got Clemson and Georgia in it as well. A little 3-pick.
Okay. Georgia.
As discussed on the show with Moneyline Mac and Troy yesterday. So I nailed them. It's plus 1,200. Got Georgia and Clemson to finish that off. So we'll see what happens. I think Texas might get them, but Georgia as a dog, I couldn't pass it up.
I hear you. I actually played Texas -2.5 today.
Okay.
So
I don't think that's a bad look either.
Yeah,
But
the only way we get screwed is if this is a Texas 1 or 2 point win. So
yeah,
hopefully one of us somehow makes some money here.
Like the 17-16 game, like how the Bama Texas game was last year.
That would be brutal. That would be brutal. I mean, I just don't like Georgia. I don't like really what I've seen from them this year. They've been vulnerable. Now you're going to be away from Athens. And then Bevo got banned. That's going to piss them off. You got to show up. It is weird that it's, under a field goal, but it is Georgia. So, I mean, Georgia's going to get respect regardless, solely based on the name. But I haven't been too thoroughly impressed with Georgia for their standards. So I think they're pretty vulnerable in Texas. First time in the SEC, you're in the championship game. I think they want to show up and put it to them today. So I took Texas -2.5.
Yeah, I think that, the fact that that's kind of, now talking more about it, it's kind of telling that Texas is laying points after losing 30-15 the first time against Georgia.
Yeah.
The fact that they're laying points, and I think that was at Texas. So Georgia, I think Georgia went into Austin and beat them. Smacked them up pretty good, 30-15, kind of at the beginning of the year. But I also think that was Quinn Ewers, one of his first games back after that injury. After that oblique injury, but
yeah, that's right.
But the
fact
it
was 30-15 at Texas, October 19th. You're right. Yep.
So the fact that Texas is laying points after already getting beat by 15, I think that's telling.
I'm with you. I did see that there are some injuries for Georgia. If I can find this again. Where was it? Man, I gotta scroll this. He has a lot of injury news out today. Trevor Etienne and Branson Robinson are questionable. So they've already got some banged up dudes. They're pretty big on their offense. So you come in against a pissed off Texas team looking for revenge, and they're you don't let Bevo travel. I think they're going to be a little pissed off. So.
Yep, I see Texas -3 on DK, so it's already moving. It's already moving up.
All right. Me myself, I like that. I know you don't with that Georgia money line, but
that's all right. It was just it's a fun little sprinkle. Keep me interested in the football while I have
there you go
a massive amount of basketball plays. I just like to sprinkle in a few college football plays just to check the scores.
Absolutely. Lane, Wisconsin money line. Now, I am a Badger fan, so this may be a tad bias, I didn't play the spread here, but I think they got a chance. I mean, both teams, the familiarity angle. Wisconsin's got two big dudes down low, and that can also step out and splash threes. I know Marquette's got Golden, Cam Jones, but they've got injuries too. Like Chase Ross is out, Zayed is out. Wisconsin, it's not that far of a travel spot, so Wisconsin will have fans here. Joplin has been, he's been all right. I mean, 8 and 9 points his last two, while playing 53 total minutes. I mean, other than the Georgia Stonehill and George Mason game, he's really been almost ineffective this year for the most part. Hasn't done much, so it's going to be really heavily reliant on Cam Jones. And Wisconsin's got the guards to kind of combat him. I mean, Tanji has been a monster all year. Blackwell is really good. Klesmit has to kind of figure it out. He's been cold as of late, but Nolan Winter, McGee too. Let's not forget about McGee. He's been solid. He's a real energy and glue guy. I mean, he doesn't light it up on the stat sheet, but he comes in, he makes defensive plays. He gets them going. So I don't think that Wisconsin money line is really too crazy. I know a lot of people are going to like Marquette on the bounce back at home, but Shaka's better as a dog, and now you're laying 3 possessions or so. It's kind of a lot. I think I'm on the under. I think it'll be a lower scoring, like a 74, like 70, somewhere around there type of game. But I would not be shocked to see Wisconsin win this one outright. They've beaten them the last 3 times too. So just should be a fun game. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be intense. So that's how I would look at that one. But other than that, Elliot, thanks for joining us, man. It's been fun going over these plays. I know we got a massive slate ahead, so let's all win our bets except for the ones we battle on. And other than that,
I got the leaf blowers going outside, so I'm muted.
No worries. Best of luck in your plays today, and let's make some cash.
Let's do it. Good luck, fellas.
Later, guys.